In professional darts, greatness is usually a slow burn. Years of grinding tournaments, narrow defeats, and incremental improvements. But every once in a while, someone comes along and throws that rulebook straight out the window. This is the story of Luke Littler.
Holding in his strength, JDC World Dance Champion, Luke Littler!
A teenager who didn't just enter the world of darts, he turned it upside down. Born in Warrington in 2007, Luke Littler picked up a dart long before most kids had even started school. By 6, he was already hitting 180s, and at 13 he completed his first 9-darter. Those aren't just milestones, they're freakish. And they weren't flukes, they were previews. Luke's early development didn't go unnoticed. At the St Helens Darts Academy, his average scores and calm under pressure drew comparisons to seasoned professionals. He dominated youth circuits, won the England Youth Grand Prix, and collected regional titles with ease. His transition to adult-level darts came fast. At just 15, he won the JDC World Championship and made his mark in the Modus Super Series, showcasing maturity beyond his years. In December 2023, the darts world saw something it had never seen before. A 16-year-old entered the PDC World Darts Championship.
Luke Littler is the World Youth Champion!
Littler stormed through the field, beating seasoned pros like Christian Kist, Matt Campbell, Brendan Dolan, and Rob Cross with ice-cold precision. His scoring power was electric, his composure freakish. By the time he reached the final to face Luke Humphries, Littler had already made history. He became the youngest ever finalist in the modern era. Although he lost 7-4 in the final, it was clear darts had changed forever.
The ascension is complete! Luke Humphries is the greatest darting force on the planet right now! The world #1!
Most players would have crumbled after such a high-profile loss on the biggest stage of their career, but not Littler. He bounced back instantly. In early 2024, he made his Premier League debut, and week by week, he showed the first final was no fluke. He hit a 9-darter while beating the world's best, one after another, and qualified top of the league table. In the playoffs, he faced Humphries again. This time, he won. Littler sealed the title with a dominant performance and yet another 9-dart leg. From a promising youth on the junior circuit to Premier League champion within the space of a few months, Littler didn't just recover, he went supernova. Then came the 2025 PDC World Championship, and Littler's momentum showed no signs of slowing. The stage was set for a shot at redemption. He was in peak form, tearing through tournaments and dispatching top-tier opposition with ease. His confidence was sky high, and he seemed to be growing stronger with every match. This time, however, Littler entered as a title favourite, so the pressure was immense. Fans expected dominance, and the critics were circling. Could a teenager really go all the way? He answered with a resounding yes. Game after game, he dismantled his opponents with clinical finishing and outrageous scoring power. He beat Raymond van Barneveld in a highly anticipated matchup, brushed aside Michael Smith, and eventually faced Michael van Gerwen in the final. Littler produced one of the most dominant displays in recent memory. He beat Van Gerwen 7-3 and became the youngest ever world champion at just 17 years and 347 days old. That night, the Alexandra Palace didn't just celebrate a champion, it crowned a phenom. With that win, he became the fastest player to reach £1 million in PDC prize money. He wasn't just beating the field, he was rewriting the history books. His popularity exploded. Littler became a mainstream sports figure in the UK. Teenage fans started picking up darts, and mainstream sponsors started watching. Littler wasn't just the future, he was the now. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. At the 2025 World Cup of Darts in Germany, Littler and his England teammate Luke Humphries, the supposedly unbeatable duo in many pundits' eyes, suffered a shock early exit at the hands of Germany's Martin Schindler and Ricardo Pietraszko. The loss stunned fans, but what followed made even more noise. Throughout the match, the German crowd booed and whistled at Littler, clearly trying to disrupt his rhythm. Visibly rattled, Littler struggled to maintain his composure. After the defeat, he quickly shook hands with his opponents and made a beeline for the exit. Many criticised him for what appeared to be a lack of sportsmanship, but he later admitted he was so taken aback by the incident that he may not return to Germany for future tournaments. Critics quickly pounced. Some said he needed to toughen up. Others defended him fiercely, pointing out that he was still just 17 years old, with the weight of the sport on his shoulders. In the days that followed, darts legends like Dennis Priestley commented on Littler's growing pains, while pundits debated whether enough was being done to protect young stars. PDC officials addressed the crowd's behaviour, but the damage was done. Littler's vulnerability had shown through, and it sparked widespread conversation. He was no longer just a rising star, he had become the sport's lightning rod. The scrutiny has gone beyond the hockey at times too. His personal life has come under the microscope more than once, but most notably his relationship with 21-year-old Eloise Milburn. Social media exploded with comments and speculation. Littler stayed calm, saying in interviews that he didn't care what critics thought, "I know what's real." Despite the noise, Littler kept playing. Once again, he reached the final of the 2025 Premier League, facing Luke Humphries once more. He lost the match.
Thing around, steps up to the board, no waiting, nervy. That wasn't nervy, that is the win. The world #1, Luke Humphries, is now the Premier League champion.
But the narrative wasn't about the defeat. It was about how he continued to compete at the highest level, match after match, tournament after tournament. He followed up with a strong showing in the US Darts Masters, travelling to New York as one of the most hyped figures in the sport. Comparisons with the greats have only intensified too. Some experts believe he could one day surpass Phil Taylor's record of 16 world titles. Others are more cautious, pointing to the need for long-term consistency. But everyone agrees on one thing. No one has ever done what Luke Littler has at such a young age. His throw is fast, fluid and technically flawless. His mental strength is freakish. Fans line up just to catch a glimpse of his warm-ups. Children mimic his throw. Broadcasters fight for exclusive rights to his games. He has shifted the sport's audience and raised its ceiling. Luke Littler has turned darts upside down. He's changed how fast players can rise, what age they can peak, and how young stars are viewed and managed. He's forced the sport to grow up around him, and the story is only just beginning. What's your favourite Luke Littler moment? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the world of darts.